You're watching a Highwire Media podcast. Gary Peters is out. The Michigan senator who is set to run for re-election in 2026 has officially announced he's not seeking another term. For Democrats, this is nothing short of a nightmare scenario. Michigan was supposed to be safe for them. It was the kind of seat they wouldn't have to worry about. Something they could count on while they focused on flipping red states. But now the playing field has changed dramatically. The seat isn't just up for grabs, it's suddenly competitive. When Democrats are forced to play defense in Michigan, it means they can't put as much effort into offense elsewhere. This is how majorities collapse. As if the Senate race wasn't bad enough, Michigan's gubernatorial election is turning into a political circus. Gretchen Whitmer, Michigan's Democratic governor, is term limited. She could have jumped into the Senate race, but she chose not to, probably because she saw the writing on the wall. If Michigan was a sure thing for Democrats, wouldn't she go for it? Instead, she's stepping aside, leaving a messy battlefield behind. And now we've got a wild three-way contest shaping up. Enter Mike Duggan, the mayor of Detroit. A Democrat, sure, but a moderate one. And instead of running as a Democrat, he's making a bold move. He's running as an independent. This is huge. Detroit is deep blue, the kind of city that can make or break a statewide race. Duggan, he's widely popular there. That he's refusing to run as a Democrat speaks volumes about the current state of the party. And here's where things get really interesting. Duggan isn't backing down from his independent status, even under pressure. He's already making headlines for his no-nonsense stance on illegal immigration. In a statement that sent left-wing activists into full meltdown mode, Duggan openly said he would allow a future Trump administration to deport illegal immigrants from Detroit. Even more shocking, he used the word illegal, and the far left, they absolutely lost it. Duggan, he did not back down. He made it clear, saying, quote, "Detroit is a welcoming city for everyone, but not for people who break the law to get here." That's not the kind of thing you expect to hear from a Democrat, let alone one who governs Detroit. Duggan isn't trying to appeal to the radical left. He's positioning himself as a common-sense candidate. And that could change the entire dynamic of this race. Because let's be real. Duggan may not be a Trump guy, but he's not a far-left guy either. He's threading the needle, trying to pull in moderates, independents, and even some right-leaning voters. And that's a huge problem for Democrats. Because if Duggan is pulling votes from their side while the GOP consolidates its base behind a strong nominee, that creates a perfect storm for a Republican victory. Now let's get back to the Senate race, because if you thought the governor's race was bad for Democrats, just wait until you see who they're floating for this seat. The two most talked about names, Pete Buttigieg, former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, and Dana Nessel, Michigan's far-left attorney general. Let's be real, neither of them is inspiring confidence. Buttigieg is the ultimate carpetbagger. First up is Buttigieg, and let's be honest, this guy has zero business running for Senate in Michigan. Connection to the state? Not existent. He was the mayor of South Bend, Indiana, a completely different state. Then he moved to Michigan a couple years ago and suddenly expects people to believe he's a Michigander. It's the textbook definition of carpetbagger, a politician who moves somewhere just to run for office. And voters see through it. On top of that, Buttigieg has serious problems with key voter groups. He struggles with minority voters, especially Michigan's large Muslim population. His sexuality plays a role in that. There's no denying it. We saw it in the 2020 primaries, but even beyond that, he just comes off as a smug, elitist neoliberal. And don't forget, Buttigieg's time as transportation secretary has been a disaster. You remember the East Palestine train derailment crisis? The one where Buttigieg was missing in action? That's going to haunt him, and the GOP will hammer him with attack ads, and Michigan voters won't forget. Democrats think Buttigieg is their best option. They are delusional. And then you have Dana Nessel, a far-left trainwreck. Democrats don't go with Buttigieg. They may try to push Dana, Michigan's ultra-progressive attorney general. And let me tell you, if they do, it's game over for them. Nessel is too extreme for a swing state like Michigan. She's alienated moderates, independents, and even some Democrats with their radical positions. If she becomes the nominee, Republicans will win this seat, no question. Meanwhile, the GOP has a strong bench. On the Republican side, the field is shaping up much stronger. Tudor Dixon, probably not happening. She lost bad in 2022, and Trump isn't going to endorse her again. But there are plenty of better options. John James, he's run twice before, and while he didn't win, he overperformed. Now, as a sitting congressman, he's got even more momentum. If he runs in a Trump midterm against someone like Buttigieg, got a real shot. Then you have Bill Huizenga, apologies for butchering his name, longtime congressman with strong conservative credentials. And of course, you have Mike Rogers, former congressman with experience winning statewide. Whoever the nominee is, one thing is clear. Michigan officially in play. Bottom line, 2026 is looking like a bloodbath for Democrats. This was supposed to be an easy race for them. Instead, they're panicking. They don't have strong candidates. Their best names, Buttigieg and Nessel, are deeply flawed. They're now being forced to defend Michigan instead of focusing on flipping seats elsewhere. Meanwhile, Republicans are on the offense. They can turn out the Trump base in the midterms. Michigan could be a major Senate pickup. And if the GOP expands its Senate majority and holds the House, that's 4 years of a Trump legislative machine. Democrats have a serious Michigan problem. Republicans, they smell blood in the water. Michigan was never supposed to be competitive for Republicans in 2026. This was a seat Democrats thought they could count on. A blue stronghold they could defend with ease while focusing their efforts elsewhere. But now they're scrambling, with Gary Peters stepping down, Gretchen Whitmer refusing to run. In a weak Democratic bench, this race has flipped from a guaranteed win to a major liability. At the same time, the gubernatorial race is turning into an unpredictable three-way fight, thanks to Mike Duggan's independent bid, a move that could fracture the Democratic vote and Republicans a golden opportunity to take the governor's mansion. And on top of all that, the Senate race is in total chaos. Pete Buttigieg, carpetbagger with zero connections to Michigan, Dana Nessel, too radical to win a statewide race. Wide open field filled with uninspiring Democratic candidates. Meanwhile, the Republican bench is solid. Viable options who could flip the seat if they run strong campaigns. Here's the big picture. 2026 is a midterm under Trump, and that changes everything. Historically, midterms don't favor the party in power, but this time the rules are different. The Democrats are on defense across the board, and they can't afford to waste time and money trying to save Michigan when they have so many other vulnerable seats to defend. If Trump drives voter turnout and the GOP rallies its base, Michigan becomes a winnable seat. And if Republicans hold the House, expand the Senate, and secure a stronger legislative majority, then we're looking at 4 years of a Trump administration with a clear runway to push through major conservative policies without obstruction. The stakes couldn't be higher. Michigan was supposed to be safe for Democrats. Instead, it's a battlefield, and Republicans, they're ready to take the fight to them. So, one thing left we have to say is game on. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Give us a thumbs up if you like our videos. Hit that bell notification button to be notified of future videos. And make sure you're subscribed. And if you want to support the channel, give us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And with that, thank you so much for watching and listening. We'll see you next time.